What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna be doing the Friday market watch. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use the pre-sale prices for right now. To be honest, a lot of these prices are pretty close to where I feel they're gonna end up. So I might kind of I might kind of say like which cards are gonna drop a little more, but also there's a possibility that a lot of these cards are going to stay where they're at. So if you like what we do, please feel free to like, subscribe. If not, it's all cool. Let's go ahead and get into these cards. Snake Eye Popular is freaking popping. To be honest, I honestly felt like this card was going to, I think it was going to tank, obviously, but I kind of felt it was going to settle kind of closer to the 60 mark. But I'm looking at this chart and it's already doing a crazy V, and people are just starting to buy into it because everyone's seeing the combos, everyone's realizing that, oh well, the set's here, it's time to get into do this. And we also have the YCS at the end of this month that's going on in Vegas, so this card is just going to continue to probably go up. Although I feel like it's going to stabilize eventually. So I'm feeling like 70 is kind of the higher point, because I do see people running two copies. They're not always running 3 copies of this card, but but the deck is very good. You really need this card. So I kind of see why this one is hitting at 70. Promethean Princess, on the other hand, is starting to go down, and doesn't look like it's going to be coming back up. We're looking at about like 48, like $48, $49 range for this card. To be honest, this card enables some of the sickest OTKs as long as you're able to meet all the requirements. It does have a lot of synergy with not only just the Fire Kings, but like I said, if you just want to have a spam deck where you could kind of put different engines in to kind of get to her, she does she does do a lot of damage. And like I said, I felt like this one was gonna kind of hold closer hold closer to 50, but I do feel like I do see this one kind of going to more the $45 range. Low, the Prayers of the Voiceless Voice. Voiceless Voice is gonna be more of a I don't want to say it's a hit or miss, because I really feel like Voiceless Voice is in a position where if where it's it could either go toe-to-toe with Fire King. I understand Fire King deck gonna be really good. It could go toe-to-toe with Fire King and prove that it's really good, or just get completely blown out the water. I really don't feel like there's going to be a in between for this deck. I really feel like people are gonna feel like it's either really good and we got to use it to counter if we don't want to run tier 0, or it just doesn't really, it just isn't able to cut it. All at the same time, I haven't been really paying too much attention to this deck, so I gotta see what what it's gonna do. It looks like low is just been going down low to the flow. So we're looking at right here, $56, $57 range. I do feel like this is it's gonna settle closer to 50, but I could see it going up potentially to where Snake Eye Popular is right now, to where it's in 70, if the deck is able to keep up with Fire King. So I would keep an eye on this card. Like I said, if you have it and you're unsure and you really don't, maybe hold on to a little bit, maybe see if something will happen, because I said we got the big events coming up pretty soon. The Black Goat Laughs. I kind of laughed at this name, to be honest. But at the same time, I wasn't even the biggest fan of the other name, so I'm more interested in this card's effect, and I'm also interested in this card's price. We're looking at it right now. It just completely started to tank, kind of started at close in the $50 range, and then it started going down. It's looking at $10.27, $10.20. We're looking at about $10 to $11 for this card. I could see it dip down to 7, and then kind of hover around that $7 range, maybe kind of go down to 5, but I don't see it dipping too much lower than that, especially if this becomes a really kind of like one of the better techs to run. I do understand what transaction rollback, you have so many other options that you're gonna want to work with. So there's a lot of spots there's a lot of cards fighting for the transaction rollback spot in Labyrinth. But at the same time, this is even if you're not running Labyrinth, this is still a good card just to kind of have in your deck. Just to kind of have the backup in side deck. This is a good card. I want to put it out there. I do think it's a good card, but when it comes to something like translating rollback, where you have to run the deck with a whole bunch of other stuff, and then you don't have as much space to run every single card, sometimes this card might kind of get put in the back burner. Okay, Vados, the Eruption Dragon of Extinction. So I was kind of very much looking at a lot of these, a lot of the TCG exclusive archetype stuff, and I'm really interested in this guy. in particular, just because, you know, like I said, he's really good as like not only just in the deck for itself, but it also kind of give you like a bit of a hand trap. So I do like the potential that this has, but right now with the support that we were given, we don't have kind of everything to make it broken. So I would keep an eye on this. Even the quarter century, I'd keep an eye on it. If this starts going lower and lower, kind of hits that like 9, you know, like I actually look at the price right now. It's going for $18, but this kind of hits like 10, 9, $8 range. I'll kind of slowly start picking these up and just getting a cool little chunk of them, because if the next wave of support is really good, these could be some really nice. This could be a nice chunk of change for you. So if these kind of go sub 10s, I'm gonna start picking these up. Magispector, Orthos Nui. To be honest, Magispector is also another very interesting choice in this format, because just simply for the fact that they cannot be targeted, there are so many cards that kind of just that you just completely shut off just by having the ability for your monsters to not be able to be targeted is just like kind of like crazy on its own. But at the same time, it isn't like Magispector's kind of have like some type of crazy boss monster that kind of just comes up. Kieran is still banned, so like the whole removal is not like the easiest. So you're gonna rely on, so I guess you're gonna have to rely on removal with your like non-engine, and then kind of sit there and do like more like control spam, you know, like kind of like control spam stuff with Magispectors, you know, especially like with this new guy with the ability to like do the searching. And then like I said, you know, you can do all the other stuff and the pendulum summoning. So like, you know, there is a way to kind of work it, and then being able to like get your complete setup without having to fear Valor, Imperm. You don't have to fear any of the runic cards. You don't gotta fear any kind of targeting negation or any kind of targeting interruption. You don't gotta fear enemy controller. You don't have to fear change of heart. There's a lot of stuff that you just don't have to worry about when you're kind of like running a deck that just can't be targeted. So that's the reason why that I kind of just want to throw them in there. Look, these are just kind of going straight down. It's at like 674. I see this going to sub 5, maybe kind of holding in like the $4 to $5 range. But like I said, if something happens, if something takes off, I can see it kind of, I can see it becoming $10, $15. But right, like I said, just wait for this one. This one's gonna go down to like $4 or $5. And then just to kind of go over some of the ultra rare cards, you know, you got right here the special edition with the Goblin Bike entrance. You got the Yubel, the Loving Defender. This one's still holding around 10. The Sephara, you know, this one's kind of similar to the 10. I do see these, like with this one, this is a little bit different. Like maybe this could kind of hold a closer to $10 price point, simply because you have the fan favorite Yubel, and then you have it being a super poly target. You know, if you just need like a copy of Yubel. Well, I mean, this is not like, you know, like every deck wants to just want a random Yubel, but if you kind of do that strategy, that's, you know, it kind of becomes it. Or if there's a way to kind of somehow incorporate a random Yubel in your deck, then like this becomes an extremely good super poly target. You know, so they have all this stuff. Yeah, like the Goblin Bike entrance, like I said, the Ultra Ashen Priestess. This one I did actually kind of get right. It's kind of going in $7 range, particularly that one right here. The Voice stuff kind of in the 7s. The Horus is around the $5 range. Like a lot of this stuff right here. I had no idea what this card was. Like I'm kind of interested. I want to see what that one's all about. And at the Goblin stuff, right? So the Goblin stuff here at $5. Goblins look like they're gonna be very cheap. The Goblins look like are very like a cool, like hopefully they'll be like tier 1.5, so that way like they're not too crazy, but at the same time I'm hoping they're just a cool cheap rogue strategy that players can kind of pick up to have fun with, and if they play the cards right, they can kind of maybe squeeze a couple of local wins, maybe in a couple top spots at a regional. We'll see kind of what goes here. Muta Morphosis, this is kind of like another card that I pulled in my my box set. That was pretty cool. It's in the $5 range. This guy right here is in the 5. Pack's going for 4, and that's kind of like it. Yeah, the Raid Raptors was kind of going for 3, and after that they all kind of like really start falling out. You got the other Magispector Ultra for $2, and yeah, like the set's looking like I said, if I mentioned that if the TCG exclusive archetype, the Goblins and the Voiceless Voice are unable to do anything in this format, then this is going to be somewhat of a top heavy set, because then like there's only like 2 maybe 3 cards you're really trying to get. So like I said, I'm really hoping for the future of this set. Hopefully everything goes good and we will see where everything's at. Alright guys, peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.